The zombies are coming. The zombies are coming. They're coming. They're coming. Hello everyone, Super Doe Killer here with SDK Streaming. It is Sunday, May the 14th, and we just finished Pro Tour Amonkhet. With all the decks that we've seen come and go the last couple of days, we're going to break down the top 8, we're going to break down what won, we're going to break down what lost, and we're going to talk about what excited us for the future. So let's get into it. Congratulations to Jerry Thompson for winning Pro Tour Amonkhet with Mono Black Zombies. 22 swamps, 2 Westvale Abbeys, and a whole bunch of dead creatures. He was able to beat Aetherworks Marvel more than one time. I don't know if he played any Mardu Vehicles decks, but there were no Mardu Vehicles decks in the top 8 of Pro Tour Amonkhet. So, what do you say? Of course, with Felidar Guardian being banned in Standard, we had to sit back and wait on the pros to do some brewing and just figure out what they were going to bring to Pro Tour Amonkhet. And it's always nice to sit back and watch a Pro Tour with new cards to be able to see what the pros are going to bring to the game with all their many hours of testing, with all their devotion and all their commitment and the things that they do and the way they look at cards and the way they do their research and their test groups and what they're able to pull out and put together that a lot of us may not see, or some things that we do see and just don't realize that it's there. But the big thing this week was Aetherworks Marvel. And Aetherworks Marvel was a card that came out in Kaladesh. It's a mythic, it's an artifact, it's a 4 cost, you tap it, you pay 6 energy, you can look at the top 6 cards of your library. You can cast any card in those top 6 without paying their mana cost. This was one of the reasons that Emrakul got banned 2 cycles ago, because you could turn 4, cast your Emrakul and pretty much win the game, but also because of Green-Black Delirium, Emrakul could be cast easily for about 6 mana. I would rather Emrakul be cast for 6 mana than I would at the end of my turn they tap down Aetherworks Marvel and here comes Emrakul. Well, with Emrakul getting banned, that still left just about anything else you wanted to cast, including Ulamog. 10/10 for 10, indestructible. When you cast Ulamog, you can basically annihilate her 2, which means exile 2 target permanents. Also, when Ulamog attacks, the opponent has to exile top 20 cards of their library. Basically, when Ulamog hits the field, you have to get rid of it pretty quick or it's pretty much game over. Now, while that, I guess, wasn't enough for Ulamog and Emrakul to be in the same deck to see that Aetherworks Marvel needed to be banned 2 sets ago when they banned Emrakul, now we have Aetherworks Marvel turn 4, end of your opponent's turn, casting Ulamog and pretty much taking over the game. We didn't want to turn 4 format with the Felidar Guardian and the Saheeli Ray, but we kind of have a turn 4 format now. Now, it's not given. I mean, you only get to look at the top 6 cards of your library, but if you're running 3 or 4 Ulamogs, chances are you're going to find one, or you're going to find something that can pretty much answer whatever question you need answered at the time. However, we did see Aetherworks Marvel whiff out in the championship with against Mono Black Zombies. Jerry Thompson was able to win. Congratulations to him with his Mono Black Zombie deck. There were 2 Mono Black Zombie decks in the top 8. There was 1 White Black Zombie deck in the top 8. There was a Green Black Energy and 4 Teamer Aetherworks or Teamer Aetherworks Marvel decks. There were no Mardu Vehicles, so that's a big difference from tournaments of the past where it would be 4 or 5 Mardu Vehicles and 3 Saheeli Ray, or 5 Saheeli Ray and 3 Mardu Vehicles. So it was good to see a change of pace with the ban of the cat. It was good to see different decks being brewed, different things that new players were trying, that they were able to try, knowing that they didn't have to worry about that turn 4 kill. But a lot of them brought another turn 4 kill with them with the Aetherworks Marvel. With that being said, there's already been some talk and some uproar on Twitter about banning Aetherworks Marvel, about banning this and banning that. We don't need another ban in this standard rotation. 3 different bannings in 1 standard rotation is not good for standard. It's not good for people that invest in this game. It's not good for people that invest in standard, and that's all they invest in. A lot of folks that play are maybe kids that are depending on their allowance or depending on their parents' money to buy the cards that they need to play every week. And if you're worried about cards getting banned just because they have a good week, It's not good for the game financially. It's not good for the game all around. It's not good for commercial value. It's not good for financial value. And it's not good for the game. Do we need another banning? Do we need to ban Aetherworks Marvel because it's all of a sudden good because the cat's gone? No. I don't think we need to ban Aetherworks Marvel. Something we need to understand is that when Aetherworks Marvel and Ulamog were in research and development and were going to be printed, they were originally not going to be in the same set. In the same standard rotation. If you remember about 2 weeks ago, or 2 years ago rather, they changed the rotation. When Origins and Dragons of Tarkir and stuff was still in standard, they released that they were going to change rotation. They were going to rotate things quicker. They were going to do rotation every 18 months, give you an additional set every year, but the rotation was going to be every 18 months, which was good. Some people liked it, some people didn't, but we were getting more cards, things were rotating quicker, that was fine. Then, right after Origins and Dragons of Tarkir fell off and rotated out, they got to looking, and a lot of people got upset because now you only had 18 months to play with these cards that you spend your money on, so they decided they would go back to the 2-year rotation, or the 24-month rotation, and that left cards that were going to be in standard together that weren't intentionally supposed to be in standard together. Gideon, Ally of Zendikar, Heart of Karen were not supposed to be in the same standard set together. Gideon, Ally of Zendikar, and Oath of Ajani were not supposed to be in the same set together. Aetherworks Marvel and Ulamog were not supposed to be in the same set together. Ulamog was supposed to have already rotated out before Aetherworks Marvel come in. And if nothing else, it wasn't supposed to be in the same standard set this long together. Aetherworks Marvel's been a thing since it come out in Kaladesh. People just didn't have enough time to play it, worried about the Felidar Guardian combo. Aetherworks Marvel did try to make an attempt before the cat combo, but once the cat combo was released, it was just too good and people kind of strayed away. With it being banned, they were able to pick the deck back up, and you could see it kind of had an impact. Does it need to be banned? No. There are ways to fight Aetherworks Marvel. There are ways to fight the Ulamog. We as a community just have to brainstorm and brew and look at different decks and figure out ways to deal with these cards without screaming for a ban every 10 minutes because a card is good. There's good cards in Magic. There's bad cards in Magic. There are answers to good cards in Magic. There'll be another video later on this week that is just that, how to fight Aetherworks Marvel. So tune in, be looking for that, and be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you can be notified when that video is released. But now, back to some more about the Pro Tour. Jerry Thompson won with Mono Black Zombies. He ran 4 Crypt Breaker, 4 Dread Wanderer, 4 Metallic Mimic, which it says when you enter the battlefield you name a creature type. When another one of those creatures enters the battlefield, they get a +1/+1 counter. So of course you'd play the Mimic, name zombies, and every time he'd get a zombie, they'd get a +1/+1 counter. 4 Relentless Dead, 4 Dire Grief Colossus, 4 Lord of the Accused, 4 Dark Salvation, 2 Fatal Push, 3 Grasp of Darkness, 3 Liliana's Mastery, 22 Swamp, 2 Westfell Abbeys. So just a pretty, a fair deck. Had a lot of creatures, it'd get in up underneath you, it was fast. But then it had answers in the late game with Fatal Push and Dark Salvation. Liliana's Mastery was good. Lord of the Accused was good, or Cursed was good, excuse me. And then it had a bunch of things on the sideboard like the Scrounger. It was running 3 Liliana the Last Hope, Lost Legacy so that you could get rid of cards like Ulamog, and of course Ganti where you could look at the top 4 cards of your opponent's library and play them for free basically. So Jerry Thompson's Mono Black Zombies would just get up underneath everybody. It was an aggro deck pretty much. It had the kill spells, but all of the zombie spells pretty much were like 3 cost or less, or 4 cost or less. And he would just empty his hand and he would win. Now, given if I took this same deck and tried to play in a Pro Tour, chances I'd go 0-3 drop or 0-4 drop or whatever. But within the hands of Jerry Thompson, he was able to win the Pro Tour, which good for him. I'm happy for him. I'm glad he won one. But one of the decks that I was happy with and that I was excited to see was Reduke's Sultai Aetherworks. Now, we've seen Temur Aetherworks, we've seen Jeskai Aetherworks, we've seen 4-color Aetherworks. Sultai Aetherworks was pretty cool. It ran 4 Servant of the Conduit, 4 Rogue Refiner, 2 Ishkana, 2 Demon of Dark Schemes, 1 Noxious Gearhulk, 2 Ulamog, 2 Liliana Death's Majesty, 4 Tune with the Aether, 4 Fatal Push, 2 Traverse, 1 Yahini, Expertise, and then a bunch of other things that would just give it energy to feed his Aetherworks Marvel. Now, of course, it could tap, go get an Ulamog, win the game, but what I thought was cool is I watched it play. He played his Liliana, he plus his Liliana, put 2 cards in the graveyard, got a zombie. One of those cards that he put in the graveyard was Ulamog. Next turn, he minus Liliana, returned Ulamog to the battlefield. Now, he didn't get the cast trigger, so he didn't get to exile anything, but you still got a 10/10 indestructible now zombie that when it attacks you, exile top 20 cards of your library. Excuse me. So that was a pretty cool little trick, pretty cool little combo in there that I thought was real neat. And Reed Duke always brings a lot of good things to the table. And his Sultai Aetherworks deck was really something to watch. It was really cool. But those were the 2 main decks that stood out. There were a lot of neat decks. There was a cycling deck that would just cycle his entire library till he found what he needed to win. There was an Approach of the Second Sun deck that tried to play Approach of the Second Sun, dig to go get the second Approach of the Second Sun, win the game. There were a few off-the-wall decks that I liked, but mainly it was Aetherworks Marvel's Weekend, and zombies were victorious. So with that being said, that is our Pro Tour update for Pro Tour Amonkhet. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can also follow me at SuperDoKiller on Twitter. And remember, through the month of May, we're doing a giveaway. Everybody that likes, comments, and subscribes to all the videos in the month of May will be entered into a drawing for a chance at an Amonkhet bundle, which they used to call Fat Pack. Now they call it a bundle. But all you do is like, comment, and subscribe, and you'll be entered for the drawing at the end of the month. And we'll do a special video where we announce the winner. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you're having a great Sunday afternoon. Hope everyone had a happy Mother's Day. And we'll see you next time.